Hello! Oh my God, it's so nearly Christmas. How excited are you? I'm really excited. I can't wait for present time and also just family time and, you know, generally being nice. But this hopefully will give you enough time to make this cake, which is going to be such a special cake. It's my candy cane celebration cake, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. So this cake is essentially whatever cake you want it to be, whatever flavour sponge you want to make, just make 4 layers of it. I've just done a 6-inch as well, and I have crumb coated it and filled it already, and it's been in the fridge for about an hour, just chilling out so that it's nice and ready for the decoration. And this decoration is all the rage at the moment. It's the super duper stripy style. I don't know if that's the actual technical word, but it's where you use one of these, which is a kind of, what are we calling this? Not really quite zigzaggy. What is it like? A comb, yeah, but it's like a castle. It's just like a castle. We use this to make the stripes, and it's like really, really cool technique. So I'm just going to show you that now. So I'm going to start by using some vanilla buttercream, which I've made already, and you can go ahead and click on the link up there to see my masterclass video, so you know how to make delicious vanilla buttercream as well. So the first thing to do is to give it a nice, generous coating of this lovely vanilla buttercream, just in the normal way, but not worrying too much about getting it super duper smooth. Right, so I've got my layer of buttercream on my cake. Again, like I said, don't worry about making it perfect at this point, because now we're going to get our comb, castle. I'm going to call it a castle comb. Why not? And this is going to create big, deep grooves that I can then put a different colour in. So with this, you want to keep it at a 90-degree angle to the cake so that it makes a really consistent, deep groove all the way around. And I like to do it in stages. So this is really important. After each swipe of your cake, make sure that you wipe off the excess buttercream and give it a bit of a clean as well, just with a kitchen towel or something, to make sure that you're not putting messy buttercream back onto your cake. And another top tip for this is to start your next swipe sort of a little bit further back from the end of your last swipe, so that you don't end up with like weird different depths, because that will have an effect on the final product. So now comes the penultimate bit, which is to fill those grooves with another colour. And of course you can do this any way you like. You can do a rainbow, but this is Christmas, guys, so I'm going to be doing red to make it look a little bit like a candy cane. So I've got my red buttercream here in a piping bag, just with a small amount cut off the top. And now carefully, and with an even amount of pressure as possible, I'm going to fill these holes as carefully as possible too. So what you don't want is to change the pressure in your hand and have like a big blobby bit in one bit and a thin bit in another, because when you tidy this up, you're going to end up with bald patches, and you don't want that. So try and keep your hand and your squeeze steady. Right, so that's all my stripes done, and now I'm going to go back to my cake scraper, which by now hopefully you've got this in your toolkit, because this is absolutely essential with this particular technique. And I've also got some sheets of greaseproof paper and a bit of kitchen towel, because it's really important to keep everything clean and wiped all the time. So I'm going to basically smooth this out, taking off layer by layer, so that eventually the stripes will be revealed. So you want to kind of keep scraping gently until you're happy with the kind of neatness and cleanness of your stripes. And this might mean that you go around a couple of times just to reveal a little bit more of the white, because I've put quite a lot of red in there, for example. And like any bits like this where there's a little bit more red at the top than the bottom, just adjust your position of your scraper just to apply a bit more pressure to that bit. I'm really happy with that. I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to scrape too much off. So I'm just now going to put this into the fridge for about 15 minutes just to set before we get on with the next bit. Okie dokie. So next bit is to give it a drip, and this is going to end up being a gold drip, and I know you guys want to know how to do that because it looks so cool. So I have some white chocolate which I've melted until it is a dribbly consistency, and it's in a piping bag. I'm just going to take a small amount off the top. I don't want to make it gush out. And I'm only going to do this as like a third drip. I'm not going to do the entire cake. You can if you want, but I think it's a shame because you've just made it look amazing and stripy and then you're going to cover it up. So pick your favourite side. This is my favourite side. So I'm going to start from the middle of my favourite side basically. So, and then just go about a third of the way back. Right, so that's my third of my cake dripped, and I'm just going to leave that to set for 15 minutes or so before I make it golden. Woo. Right, this is the moment when this drip becomes golden. Unfortunately, it isn't as simple as just melting gold lustre dust with chocolate and then dribbling it. Wouldn't that be nice? But so this is actually a process which takes a little bit of time, and it's just to paint the white chocolate drips with gold paint. And the gold paint I'm going to be using is made from gold lustre dust with a tiny bit of vodka. So I'm going to start by mixing a little bit in at a time, and you don't want it to be too loose because if it's too thin, you're only going to get a tiny bit of sheen on it. You want it to be sort of not pasty, not drippy, somewhere in between. Ooh, this looks so lovely and golden. Oh, kind of wish I was covered in it. Anyway, I'm going to cover my chocolate in it instead. So make sure you have a really nice, tidy paintbrush for this. Don't use the one that's been back at the cupboard with all the bits like splayed out. It needs to be very, very, very precise, and it does take a long time. So I'm actually going to ask for some help.
No.
Nikki, please. Help me. You remember Nikki. So Nikki is going to help me paint this guy. Yeah, here we go. Have a dip.
Oh, thanks. I think that is good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not too much?
Never.
Not quite.
Never.
Good, because we've got more to do on it to make it look even better. So we're going to just finish this off. Nikki's going to help just with a bit of meringues with some gold splats on, some of the lovely caramel-filled gold chocolates that Sally made on Tuesday, and some crushed up candy canes, just whatever to make it look really festive and Christmassy. We done?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too. It's so fun and festive, and you guys are gonna love making this, I think. So please do, make it for Christmas. Make it for your friends and your family. And we will be back next week after Christmas. So in the meantime, have a fantastic day with your friends and fam. And I hope you get lots of presents and eat lots of mince pies and eat lots of this cake that you've just made probably. And we'll see you next week.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
I want a chocolate.
I want one too.